Hello and welcome to Lawrence Live. I'm Dr. Sean Smith and I'm so excited today for another segment of Lawrence Live. I'm joined by our two new principals at our elementaries. To my right, I have Miss Natalie Schneider, the principal of Crestview Elementary, and to my left, I have Mr. Carl Blythe, who is the principal of Mary Castle Elementary. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited to have these two outstanding leaders join us. They're not new to the district, but they're in new roles. Ms. Schneider, you were the former. Tell me what you were.
I was the former assistant principal over at Skiles Test.
And Mr. Blythe, you were?
Assistant principal at Mary Castle.
All right. Congratulations, first of all, both of you, for being appointed as two new principals. Let's talk a little bit about your schools. Ms. Schneider, tell me a little bit about Crestview Elementary, the Bobcats.
So, you know, as we're broadcasting here today, you know, Crestview is a school of communication. So we are very big into communications and broadcasting, and our kids learn a whole lot about technology here at Crestview.
Yep.
We have lots of different programs here.
Absolutely, you do. And then Mr. Blythe, the Globetrotters over there on 82nd Street. Talk about your building.
Mary Castle is a school of international studies. It's also a demonstration school for our district as we just look deeper at our instructional practices with rigor. And so we have visitors all the time, which we welcome within our school and outside of our school district as they come and watch the instructional practices in action.
Good. Well said, Mr. Blythe. Little Birdie told me something about you, Mr. Blythe. Mr. Blythe is an alum of Lawrence Township. Someone told me you graduated from Lawrence Central High School. Is that true, Mr. Blythe?
That is correct, Dr. Smith.
We're so proud of you. Everyone in the community, clap up for him. He is Lawrence Township product, and we're so proud he's now an elementary principal within the district. Ms. Schneider, talk a little bit about your background, because you have worked in the district for several years in many different capacities.
Since 2001, actually. It's been... It's crazy because my son's getting ready to graduate from high school, and he was just 3 months old when I started in Lawrence Township, so it's kind of crazy. But I started at Belzer, taught there for about 12 years, then worked as a math coach for a couple years, and then assistant principal at Brook Park, assistant principal at Skiles Test, and now my current position here, principal at Crestview.
Wow. Let's think about being a school principal for the public. Let's talk a little bit about that, because you're very important. I mean, you are the face of Crestview Elementary. Talk about your day-to-day and some of the things that you do in your role as a building principal for both of you.
So as a building principal, you know, we wear lots of hats throughout the day, you know, with working with students, with teachers, with parents in the community. But my number one thing is the academics and making sure that the rigor is where it needs to be, that the academics are where they're supposed to be. So I look at a lot of data, I visit a lot of classrooms. We just trying to always up the level and make sure that we're doing what we need to do here at Crestview.
So for the person out there watching, grandparents out in the community, you're the boss, aren't you?
Yeah.
You are the boss of Crestview. Mr. Blythe, talk about, what about you?
Yeah, I would say the same as Principal Schneider, is just focusing on taking our school to another level with academics. We are in the classroom all the time, just being a part of student learning. And I'd say for me, along with the academics, relationships is very important with students, with families, with all stakeholders of the community. And I think my most favorite thing is being in front of the school in the morning for car duty and being the first face that students and families see, and I'm the last face that they see to make sure they get into the school and get home safely. And that's important to me, just to be there for our students and our families.
Well said, well said. Both of your elementary schools have gone through renovations, so they're beautiful, beautiful buildings. Crestview, you went first, and then, of course, Mary Castle, we had renovations there. But for the public, I'm going to give each of you one last question. Talk about some major things you want for your school community. You are the new leader. You've talked with your parents. What are some things that your community can expect?
Well, we're actually working on quite a few things here at Crestview. We're working on, just yesterday I met with someone about wellness, because we're going to build a wellness committee and really focus on wellness for the whole child, really, and also our staff. We've been talking about creating a wellness program for our staff as well as for our students. And we're also doing some initiatives to look at some mentoring programs for both our girls and our boys. And also things with the community to try to figure out ways to look at our environment and some of the things that we can do to better our environment.
Okay, well said, Ms. Snyder. Mr. Blythe, how about the Globetrotters?
I think the same for us in terms of initiatives with programs and just extending learning beyond the school day. We recently just applied to become a STEM certified school, and so when we think about STEM and the new economy and the job market for the future, I think we're well on our way with our instructional practices and the learning that's happening within the school. And so I think we're right on par to think about the future of our students as they will be doctors and lawyers, and they'll be working in jobs where they may not have to go into an office building. So teaching that self-accountability and initiative is all important here at Mary Castle.
All right, well said, both of you. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have outstanding leadership within our corporation. I couldn't ask for better people to work with and to hire into these positions. As you can see, Crestview and Mary Castle are in great hands in terms of leadership. And so, ladies and gentlemen, when you drop by, you want to talk to two great leaders, feel free to do that because they're going to be there every day supporting you in your community. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this segment of Lawrence Live, and I've got another special guest coming up. Hello and welcome back to Lawrence Live. I'm Dr. Sean Smith and I'm excited again. I'm joined today by Miss Mari Swain, our new director at McKinsey, our Center for Innovation and Technology, the top Center for Innovation and Technology in the state of Indiana, Career Center. Ms. Swain, welcome to Lawrence Township as our new director. Let's talk about McKinsey because a lot of people don't know that we have our own Career and Tech Center. So if you, as a new director, what would you tell our public out there about your center?
I would want the community to know that we have an awesome center at McKinsey. We offer everything from culinary to robotics, engineering, biomedical, business, automotive. And not only are we providing every student 9 through 12 with the opportunity to have career and technical education, but they also get the opportunity to receive certifications that will lead to careers. And this is just the first step for them. So we're really excited about that. We're really excited about how we're increasing our STEM opportunities, not just at the high school, but K-12, but a good capstone.
Absolutely. Well, Ms. Swain, in order to come work here, you've had an unbelievable career. Tell us a little bit about your background as you are taking over for a legend who just recently retired. But what did you do before you came to Lawrence Township?
Before I was in Lawrence, I spent 23 years in education, the last 17 before this in Pike Township, in several roles, including teacher, assistant principal, dean of students, and then CTE director. And then I also have a background in higher education, so I've been at Miami of Ohio as well as Indiana State. And then my first teaching job was in Connersville, Indiana. So got a little bit of everything going on in
That's
this.
a fun fact we learned about Connersville, Indiana. You've been all over, haven't you, Ms. Swain?
Yes.
But as the director, let's talk about the new economy, jobs, and we have to make that connection with our students because, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to be the future. So what is McKinsey doing today to prepare our kids for the future, Ms. Swain?
Well, I, along with our assistant director and our teachers, continue our professional development almost daily. There's something new, cutting edge coming out, and so we try to stay on top of that with our various organizations we're a part of. We also bring the real community into what we do. So we have advisory boards for every program, and with the advisory boards, they come in and they tell us, I'm an employer, this is what I'm expecting out of my employees. Or they tell us, I'm at a college or university or at a trade school, and these are things that we're expecting your students to have so that they're ready to be successful when they get to them.
That is huge. So what you're telling me is we have partnerships with the business community at large who are advising us on how to prepare young people for the work world.
Absolutely.
That is very, very powerful. Some of those partnerships, give us an example of a really good, robust partnership right now that you have.
Probably one I'm the most impressed with is the Ed Martin partnership that we do with our automotive collision and automotive service program. They have come in and infused quite a bit of resources to assist us. It helps us not only with the students that are here at McKinsey, but they also take our students on job shadow opportunities. They take them out and show them so many different automotive organizations, Toyota, Nissan, and so forth, and the students get the chance to go in and do some real world work. And then on the other side, we partnered with them just recently for Job Spark, which was where every 8th grader in Marion County came together. And so our McKinsey kids had the opportunity to work side by side with Ed Martin and delivering the goods of what students could expect in high school if they take automotive.
Wow, that is very
so
powerful.
we appreciate that relationship we have.
That is powerful.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, Ms. Wayne, what you're telling me is that a lot of our kids literally have job opportunities as soon as they leave out of high school.
Absolutely.
And
They call us every day.
Yeah, and that is very, very powerful, ladies and gentlemen, to know that our students will have pathways to jobs and their future success. Tell us something that you have passionately that you would like to do in this community. You have an outstanding career center. What's your vision for McKinsey for the upcoming year?
I would say I'm just kind of getting in and getting used to the place. It's a well-oiled machine, but there are opportunities to expand our programs. Right now, we're looking at cybersecurity as an option because that's what industry is telling us that they need, and we're lucky that McKinsey is the #1 career center in the state, and so they come to us and they say, we want you to be a part of it, and so we're able to easily maneuver and have teachers who are excited about trying something new. And so I say that that's probably the next step that we're going to do is go into cybersecurity and continue to secure new pathways for student success.
Outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have a new director who is simply outstanding. Thank you, Ms. Swain, for joining us, joining our community, and leading McKinsey to the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a privilege to join you for this segment of Lawrence Live, and I look forward to seeing you in the near future. Thank you.